I'm a busy working mom of a 2-year-old little boy named Leroy. Today we are going to be talking all about water sensory bins, and I'm going to give you 8 different examples of activities that I do with my son that you can try with your child. Right now the weather is starting to warm up for us, so one of our favorite activities is water sensory bins. And there are so many different things that you can do with these sensory bins. One of the reasons that I love sensory play so much is that children really learn through play, and they specifically learn through using their senses. And with sensory bins, they're using touch, and being able to use senses for learning really allows for a much more meaningful learning experience. And another thing that I really enjoy about sensory bins are that they don't usually have a desired outcome. This way the child is really able to explore and create endlessly. When using a sensory bin, children are really able to develop their language. And this can be if the child is exploring the sensory bin on their own, or even being able to play side by side with other children. The children can talk about the different objects that are in the sensory bin or the water. And for children that are not yet verbal, this is a great thing to do, especially if there's an adult sitting with them. A little disclaimer, don't ever leave a child alone with a sensory bin, because there could be water or little small items in there that you don't necessarily want them to eat or put in their mouth. But especially with a nonverbal child, an adult that is sitting with the child as the child is playing with the sensory bin can use self-talk or parallel talk to really engage in conversation with the child about what they are exploring. And these techniques really allow for language development in children to really bloom, and the children are being exposed to the language. They aren't necessarily having to speak, but they're definitely being exposed and are able to hear the words and really kind of put that together with what they're doing. Another thing that sensory bins do are to help self-regulate. And I don't know about you, but for me, if I feel stressed, I will sometimes take a shower, and that will usually help to calm me down. So imagine a child that is really having a hard time, they're frustrated or not really able to self-regulate, then playing in water is very calming and soothing to that child, and it really just keeps them busy. And by using this in a therapeutic way, you're really allowing the children to build on those self-regulation skills. The child is then able to really learn how to self-regulate and use that as a tool. And it's vital that they learn it at a young age, because then they are able to bring it into adulthood with them. So for social emotional development, they are learning to play in a group, they're learning to collaborate, build social skills, and even relationships with the children that they're playing next to, and even adults that are supervising. And like I mentioned earlier, the adult that is sitting next to them is using language and interacting with the child and helping the child to develop those meaningful relationships between themselves and the child, or even the children that they are playing with. And indirectly, they are learning about math and science. So at this age, they don't necessarily know that they're dumping 2 liters of water into 2 liters of water, and that makes 4 liters of water. But they are learning about volume, so they know that if I put this much water into this much, it gives me more. And they're also learning dumping and pouring using different containers and tools. There are so many different water sensory bins that you can do. I have a list of about 8 here that I have done with my son before, and they really just keep him busy and occupied, and he loves doing them. Sensory bins are typically seen in a big clear plastic bin, but I don't have something like that right now. So what I use is just a bin like this, and it's not even too deep, and this works well. It's not too big and it's not too small. So this is what I will usually use. And the first activity that I really enjoy doing with him is just water. And I'll usually fill this up maybe halfway with water, and then I will go through my kitchen and just find things that I can put in it. So I will put things like a measuring cup, a ladle, spoons, bowls, cups, just stuff like that that he can dump and pour into each other. And another idea is also to put ice in something like this. And with that, I would typically include more spoons in a second bin on the other side. That way he could just scoop out the ice from one bin and put it into the next bin. And that's working on those transferring skills and fine motor movements as well. Another fun activity that you can do with water is to do like a pond. I have these little squishy frogs, and you can fill this up with water, and you can go around your yard and find rocks and leaves and just stuff like that and put that in here. And then you can have like a little pond sensory bin. These next few ideas are kind of similar, but I got the idea because my son is really interested when I'm cleaning dishes. He usually will grab a chair and bring it over there and stand up and try to clean dishes with me. So I grabbed a bin and I put some of his dishes in here with soap and a sponge, and I let him kind of clean his own dishes. But then something else that you can do is make muddy water. So you can do this by putting water in your bin and going outside and getting some dirt. I have little pods of hot chocolate and I just open that and put it in and mix it around, and it makes kind of like chocolatey water. And to thicken it up, you can put a little cornstarch in it, and that just makes it a little bit thicker, so it's more the consistency of mud. And then I grab some little farm animals and I just toss them in there, and then I usually do this activity outside. And then I would take another clean bin, put it next to it with some soap and a sponge, and then he can clean his farm animals. Another idea that is kind of similar to that is making the same kind of muddy water and then putting just some cars. If you have little cars around your house, you can put that in there, and then he can do kind of a car wash. And two other really simple ones is water with some of those pom-poms, and then just some scoops and spoons and ladles and that kind of stuff. Lately I've been saving pouch caps, and I will just throw those in here and with some spoons and ladles and scoops, and then he will just scoop and play with those. All of these activities he really enjoys, and I kind of switch between all of them. This way he's just getting a variety of things to do, and it's not all just water, even though I do think that he would enjoy playing with that. You could also do these activities if you have a water table. We do have a water table, but I prefer if I was gonna put like the hot chocolate powder in, to just do it in one of these, because this is easier for me to clean out than the water table is. Well guys, that is all for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and you take some of these ideas and try it for yourself, and let me know how you like them and if your child liked them. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe. I will be putting out a new video every Monday morning. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye!